Mr. John called his son Christopher to have a conversation with him. Christopher already knew what the conversation was about. Mr. John said, "Chris, when are you getting married? You are already in your late 30s. Do you want to be in your 60s before you get married? What is keeping you waiting? I haven't seen you with any woman in a while. Or you are swinging the other side. What exactly is holding on to you making a decision in getting married?" Christopher said that, "I am planning on getting married soon." Mr. John said, "How soon?" "You are in your late 30s, like I said. When are you getting married?" Christopher said, "Don't worry about me. When the right time comes, you will know." Mr. John was not having it. He started complaining. John has to interject and said, "Don't worry, Dad. I said I'll get married soon. I should be worried about you. You have been single over 20 years now since Mom died. You haven't found any woman. Oh, no fiancé, nothing. What are you also waiting for? Don't worry about me. I already have a child, which is you. I should be worried about you, not you worrying about me. I am the parent here. You are the child. So, you should make sure you bring in a woman this year before you clock 40. Christopher said that, "Don't worry, it will be over very soon when I bring a woman." In all of this, Mr. John was also happy that his son was doing well in his business. Christopher went to his business and was having a successful business meeting whilst everything was flourishing. Then one day, Mr. John went on his usual morning jogging, met a beautiful lady who was also jogging. He had to catch his breath and look on while this young lady jogged away. He decided to take the same route. In the process, he met the young lady again. This time he wanted to approach her, but she was running too fast and he couldn't catch his breath, of course due to his age. All this time, Mr. John went back to his house and now started reminiscing, thinking about this strange, beautiful young woman he has met. Days later, he went on jogging again, but this time he did not meet the lady. Mr. John was confused and in all this thinking about how he wants to meet this young lady. He has automatically fallen in love because the lady has swept him off his feet. Christopher noticed how worried the father has been for the couple of days and he asked the father what is the problem. But Mr. John said, "Don't worry, he's okay and he's just thinking about something else altogether." Christopher said, "Are you sure everything is okay?" Mr. John assured his son that he is okay. In all of this, Mr. John brought up the marriage issue once again and asked, "When are you bringing in a woman? Don't you think time is moving? We had this conversation months ago." Christopher assured the father that he is working on it. A month later, Christopher told the father that he has found a beautiful woman who he has been seeing for weeks now, so he will be introducing her to him. Mr. John was happy to hear this news. Then Christopher brought in the woman. Her name is Precious. He introduced Precious to Mr. John. Mr. John immediately was dumbfounded, couldn't believe it, that the woman he has been searching for all this while, the woman he has met severally when he does his morning jogging routine, is the same woman his son is presenting as his fiancée. He was confused and was quiet. Christopher asked, "Dad, do you know her anywhere?" Mr. John quickly said no. Precious greeted Mr. John and introduced herself. Christopher said, "Yes, she is the beautiful woman I'm planning to marry, so she is the one." Mr. John was happy that finally his son is about to get married. Exactly 3 months after Christopher and Precious were married. After the marriage, before the honeymoon, Christopher told Precious that he is going on a business trip, and because of that, he will be back before they go for their honeymoon. Precious was confused and said, "Nobody goes on a business trip after their marriage or wedding. Why is our own different?" Christopher assured Precious that everything will be fine just as he planned it, but he is just so disappointed that this is tying up right after their wedding. But in all of this, Precious understood because she is a good woman. Christopher went on this business trip and left Precious in the house with his father. Mr. John was also not happy that his son is leaving the newly wedded wife in the house for this trip, but he has no choice. At least now he's happy that the son is married. That is all he wanted initially. So he assured the son that Precious will be well taken care of because he wants them to have a good time when he is back. Christopher left for his business trip. Mr. John and Precious became very close. They exchanged pleasantries all the time in the house, have good conversation, have film time, have cinema time, outing, weeks, months. Then after, Precious became worried and lonely, called Christopher severally. They have conversation on the phone. Christopher continued to promise to be back soon, but weeks after weeks and still no show. Precious became super lonely and started having a very close relationship with Mr. John. Mr. John, on the other hand, was already in love with Precious, but he did never confess that to Precious. So, one day, whilst they were having a good nighttime watching a movie, Precious and Mr. John accidentally slept with each other. This was due to the alcohol they had when watching movie. Next day, there was full regret written all over their faces. Precious could not believe it. She blamed herself, she cried her eyes out. But Mr. John said, "I blame myself. I don't know why I slept with my son's wife." Precious could not believe it either. This was so much for both of them. Mr. John and Precious decided to make it their little secret. A week after, then Christopher came back from the trip. After he came back, he saw the awkwardness between the two people, that his father and his wife, but he didn't question it. Then in the night, Precious wanted to make love with Christopher, but he refused. He said he was tired. Days later, he continued giving excuses and never slept with the wife. Precious was confused and asked Mr. John why the son hasn't touched him since he came back. He didn't know what was to give the answer to Precious. He said maybe, of course, he's tired from the trip and he may come around. Weeks later, still, Christopher hasn't touched the wife. In this all, Precious realized something was wrong. She went for a test and realized she was pregnant. How is that possible? Of course, she slept with Mr. John and that is the result. She was confused but was determined to tell Mr. John. She secretly met Mr. John in the room and told Mr. John about the pregnancy. Mr. John didn't know what to do either, as they were confused and discussing how and decision to make regarding the pregnancy. Christopher overheard them and walked into the room. Now, Mr. John and Precious were dumbfounded. Immediately, Christopher said he wants to talk to them in the hall. Came to the hall and Christopher said, "I heard everything that happened. I know you are pregnant for my father. I know you are my wife. But I haven't touched you before. Yes, I know that my father have a crush or was in love with you. In fact, he was in love with you long time ago, so I did my own investigation and find out who you were. All this time, I married you for my father. My father has been single for over 20 years since my mother died. So, when I realized he was in love with a woman and he didn't know who the woman was, I did my own investigation and I knew you were the one. So, I just decided to pass through this channel since she refused, or my father refused, to get married, even before me. So, I decided to do that for him. And I'm happy that the plan went accordingly. Of course, I haven't touched it before and after our marriage. This was all part of the plan. Dad, I have a girlfriend. In fact, I proposed to her this week before I came back from the trip. I'll be introducing you to her soon when she comes back from her own business trip next month. But I'm happy you two were able to connect on a very good ground. So, Precious, don't be angry or don't beat yourself up. You were actually made for my father. Dad, I'm happy that we're able to connect with Precious. Of course, she may be my wife by people, but she's actually your wife. Both Precious and Mr. John were confused, happy at the same time, but didn't know what to do. Weeks later, Mr. John and Precious became officially husband and wife. Then, Christopher also introduced his fiancée to his father and the wife. This was a very good moment for each couple. After having a grand dinner together, Mr. John officially told the whole family that Precious is expecting a baby girl. Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recap.